Hi, I'm Jim with Pour the Juice, and in today's video, we're doing a bourbon blind. Not just any bourbon blind, we're doing a Sazerac bourbon blind. So if you're a tater, stick around, you're gonna enjoy this one. Let me get them poured. I always take too much time doing these things. So in glass A, we're gonna have Early Times, Bottled and Bond. If you haven't seen my review on it, it was my last video. So please check that one out. Oh God, I'm pouring everywhere. I think I got a napkin. All right. In glass B, if I can get the B on here, we're going to go good old Buffalo Trace. Can't go wrong. In glass C, E.H. Taylor, Bottled and Bond. And in glass D, we have Blanton's single barrel. Not only is this, Blanton single barrel, this is the best Blanton single barrel that I've ever owned. Before you think I'm getting crazy here, doesn't mean too much, as I do believe Blanton's is severely overhyped. And that's kind of the premise of this video. I think there's a lot of great whiskey out there. I think there's a lot of great whiskey from Buffalo Trace and Sazerac. And I think that you can get better whiskey at a better price point. So we have Early Times. That's a $24 bottle. We have Buffalo Trace, which is 27. Maybe I should have put Eagle Rare in here, but oh well. Blanton's is now $80 SRP, at least where I am, which is to me crazy. And then secondary on it's like whatever, 150, 120 now. I don't even know. And they have E.H. Taylor, which is 45.50 SRP. And that one goes for about 100 if I find it in a store near me. Probably a little bit higher secondary, maybe 120. But it's around there. So the secondary market and the SRP on these bottles, Blanton's is the highest. That Early Times is going to be the cheapest. I don't know if there really is a secondary for the Early Times, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's get to tasting. Some people may be saying, hey, Jim, hey, Pour the Juice, hey, PTJ, what about the proof differences here? I don't really care. If you're going to price your whiskey that much higher, it better have enough flavor to compete at something 6 proof points higher than it. Just my opinion. But yeah, let's get started. Glass numero uno. That smells good. All these are going to smell good. I love Buffalo Trace products, especially on the nose. I do feel if they aren't cast strength, they don't hit quite 100% on the palate, but on the nose, they're fantastic, especially Blanton's. Blanton's nose is great. It was a great nose. It was an okay palate. I do get some fruit in there, maybe some red fruit, especially on the nose. The nose is fairly strong for these proof points. It's nice. I'll leave it there. This nose is a little bit lighter. But the nose that I am getting off this is a bit fruitier. It's not as the other one was the first glass was a stronger nose, but it was more balanced. This is more fruit coming out to me. Eh. So far I like glass one better out of the two. One did have a little bit of a burn going down though. This is gonna be a tough blind. Very tough blind. It's always tough when going in the same distillery. This is probably the lightest nose so far. Lightest nose, maybe the most flavor out of all of them though. But also maybe it's because I just drank a little bit of water. I'd say the flavor that came out is a little bit of fruit, a lot of caramel. I would say the density of flavor on that made it stand out to this glass. But I'll try this glass again. Why not? I would say it holds true. Still, it's a lot of fruit, but there's the density of flavor isn't there on this glass. Then glass four. Glass four also has fruit, surprisingly. Wow, Buffalo Trace products, Sazerac products that all have fruit on the nose. I am bewildered. It's a nice nose. Also very light. Um, hmm. Not really blown away by any of these. There's a clear separation to me in the middle. And that'd be really interesting if it's just based on proof, because then I was wrong in the beginning when I said that. But let's see. If that's true, these would be the Buffalo Trace and the Blantons. So I think they're both at like 93 proof. Very light. More fruit, more flavor in general. Whatever this is extremely light in comparison to these others. It's like water, like oak water. Okay. Want to give this the best shot it has. So we're after the water. I'll sip some of this. I'll go to this glass. That's my play-by-play on my blinding. Like I said, I get a little bit of that fruitiness. Could be grape. Yeah, that's a significant step up from this glass. Way step up from this glass. So now it's down to the top two. Which at this point I do think it's going to be a little difficult. Sorry for clearing my throat so much. That's coming across like water now too. Yeah, a few sips of water here. All right. So, gotten a few comments about my background, how I should put something up. Hopefully that's coming soon. Hopefully very soon. We'll see. Some good news on the horizon. That's nice, whatever that is. The density of flavor, I think, is there for that glass, maybe more than any other. It's fruit, it's a little caramel. The last sip I had of glass one, it was kind of missing what it had the initial time through, which could throw this entire blind off for me. So I thought this was clearly better than this glass in the very beginning. It's tough. It's a coin flip for me. My palate's also getting a little bit blown out at this point. Getting a lot of oak in my palate, a lot of bitterness. Getting a little bit of a buzz going on. That's getting a little bit more difficult. All right, I'm gonna leave it the way it is. All right, let's find out the winner. Well, let's find out the loser first. We'll go loser. And fourth place is, wow, B, Buffalo Trace. That's interesting to me. I guess it's the way it should be. I was hoping the Buffalo would have a better showing than that, though. Third place, Blanton's, D. Second place, I have a feeling that this is early times. And it is. Which means first place is Colonel E.H. Taylor. And it also means that the 200 proofers came in above the 90 proof and 93. So I don't know if it's as significant as I was hoping it would be. I've done a few blinds of Buffalo Trace and Blantons against each other, involving store picks as well. And the Blantons came out on top of the Buffalo Trace came out on top of the Blantons. So I don't know. I think most people would be surprised to see early times beating out Blantons. And like I said, I'm, completely serious when I say this is the best Blantons that I've owned. I haven't owned all that many because I'm not that big of a fan of it. But I have 2 open bottles currently, and this is by far the best one that I have. So yeah, take it for what it is. If you enjoyed watching this blind, please like the video, please subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Cheers.